Well, hello, this is Rochelle and welcome to my channel. This will be the second video in the Great Coffee Chronicles. And so if you want to check out how I did the cover and the front page of this journal, you can go check that out. I'm going to be asking you some questions and I hope that you answer in the comments below. Firstly, let me just ask that if this is your first time to my channel, don't you want to subscribe? Consider subscribing. And if you like this video, hit like. Okay, it helps me out. I kind of know what to do next. And if you will comment with some ideas with regards to these videos, since it's the first time that I'm doing them, do you want commentary? Do you want music? Do you want it super fast forward? Do you want it real time? So leave me some notes down at the bottom. So in this journal, I am doing various coffee places that I visit in a month. I visit a lot of coffee places in a month because I love coffee. I am unashamedly, and I refuse to use the word addicted, but in love with coffee, unashamedly in love with coffee. It's not a problem to me at all. I just really like coffee a lot. I have fasted coffee and have been without coffee for extended periods of time, and it doesn't make me a worse person, but it definitely doesn't make me a better person either. So I enjoy coffee a lot. And so I decided to do this book of this traveler's notebook of the Great Coffee Chronicles. And I will be journaling some of the places I've had coffee and which specific coffee varieties I've had, and so on and so forth. So this first one in June was a quick coffee date with my daughter. We enjoyed with my youngest. She's actually the only one of the lot that enjoys coffee, and I think it has to do with when she was much younger, she used to get extreme asthma attacks, and praise the Lord she doesn't anymore. But the quickest way to get, well, it was some advice I got from someone, and I'm not going to put this out there as medical advice. An asthma pump is better, but we didn't have one when she was much younger, and a quick few sips of some strong black coffee worked wonders until we could get her to the emergency room. Anyway, so she loves coffee as much as I do, and she used to, even all throughout growing up, finish the last few sips of my coffee, and it has become our little thing. She's my coffee pot, and we go and have coffee when the other two girls have extramural activities. Ruth, this one, the youngest, is usually the busiest because she is just a go-getter and wants to do everything. So she's usually at all the sports everywhere, but there's a specific day of the week that she has some free time, and on that day the other two have activities, and so the two of us use this to have our coffee date. And this was at Seattle Coffee Company, which is a local company here in South Africa. I actually don't know if it's anywhere else in the world. That would be interesting to know what some of the other places are where Seattle Coffee Company is. They're usually next door to a bookstore, which I love. But this specific one is next door to a, what do you call it? A fruit and veg place. So yes, next to a food place. And I love it. It's got great coffee, and they make a dirty chai, which is a chai tea latte or chai latte with a shot of espresso, and then I add just a shot of cinnamon syrup as well, just to make it extra spicy, and it really is divine. I love it so much. We don't have pumpkin spice lattes here, so I wish we did, but we don't. So I have to wait for October every year when it's summer in South Africa to have pumpkin spice when Starbucks brings it out for that little month there. So a lot of this layout is fussing and trying, and I don't know, I was really battling, and I don't know if it's because it's the first one I'm recording, or if it was late at night, or what the situation was, but I just couldn't get going. I felt like nothing fit well until it did. So it is a hot mess until it's not. So some advice that I've gotten from Simone and Susanna, they did a little series called Scale It Down, and you can search that hashtag on YouTube as well. It's about going from 12 by 12 scrapbooking to traveler's notebook scrapbooking, which is obviously sized down, and they give some advice and some tips and some tricks, and try out some different things in a traveler's notebook. And so the advice that they give is to, when you have an element going across both pages, to cut it in that fold, and then and I like the way Susanna says it, she says to not let it kiss. In other words, not let it be directly adjacent to one another. Because you open and close this notebook, it puts a lot of wear and tear, and then because that fold then gets so bulky, it's already bulky because it's got that fold in, and there's no way you can get a flat fold, like even with the bone folder of note, you're not going to get it flat. So that little seam in there, the white space in between, helps with you being able to open and close this notebook, especially if you do so frequently. And so I like the chunk of these notebooks, and right here is where I noticed that, oh my gosh, I have done this upside down. And it actually gets me so much that I am considering tearing it out. I'm considering redoing the entire notebook. I am considering just giving up right here where I'm at. But then we get out the Dauber that's got some little gelato left, and just think of the pretty picture and the pretty elements and all the effort that I've already put into it, and decide to carry on. So I'm going to be stamping the date there. The 4th of June is the date that her and I had this little coffee date. And I'm going to be journaling about the little leaves on her cup. I don't know why she's never seen anything like that, but she was so surprised that they made a picture on top of her cappuccino. And then the person giving, or the barista giving her the coffee, called her princess, and that just flattered her to no end. So she felt very special being called princess and having her special coffee with mommy. Strange thing, for all my love of coffee, I don't have many coffee stamps or words or little phrases. So I'm looking around, and I found the little hearts in this pinkish color from Creative Retreat, and I'm using those little wonky hearts. And then I found this stamp set, and I'm not quite sure who it's by, but it says My Loves, and so I'm using the Distress Oxide ink to put that stamp on my page. It's got some little special words like special, favorite, love, etc, etc. I'm using a S-nib Faber Castell pen, Pit Artist pen, to journal my thoughts. I think I've become so spoiled with these pens that I battle to write with a normal ballpoint pen these days. I really love these Pit Artist pens. They are so smooth to write with, and I know that it's not going anywhere even if it gets wet, so I like that. I'm just writing out what I had, my skinny dirty chai grande with a shot of cinnamon syrup. And that is pretty much that, using this little heart that comes with the stamp set and just adding it behind the wonky hearts, and then there you go, end of this project. First page, yay, it's done, even though it's upside down. Bye bye.